Let's begin. We'll just record. People of the State of Michigan versus Katie Shepard. These are files 2123768, 2123769, 2123770, 2123771, 2123776. Ms. Yancey is here with Ms. Shepard. Ms. Yancey is going to represent her on all these cases. Is that agreeable, Ms. Shepard?
Yes, it is.
All right. And it's my understanding these cases are resolved. So, Ms. Shepard, if you'd raise your right hand, you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
All right. So we were here earlier in the week, or end of last week. My understanding, Mr. Marvin and Ms. Yancey, is that in 2123768, she is going to plead to one charge of unlawfully driving away an automobile, a felony punishable by up to 5 years, and the Secretary of State will suspend the driver's license. File 2123769 would be dismissed, which involves a UDAA. File 2123770, she would plead to the amended information count 6. Assaulting, resisting, or obstructing a police officer as a habitual second offense, which would be a felony punishable by up to 3 years in the Department of Corrections and or a fine of up to $2,000. And a consecutive sentence could be imposed if the assault was committed in a place of confinement or under 750.81D6 for another violation arising from the same transaction. The remainder of the habitual offender notice would be dismissed and all other counts would be dismissed and would pay restitution on all those counts that are being dismissed also. 2123771 would result in a larceny. Was it larceny from a motor vehicle or larceny over 1,000?
That file's dismissed, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yes, sir. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, Ms. Yancey. Mr. Marvin, it's larcenies in this file, 2 counts of larceny from a motor vehicle, 1 count of larceny over 1,000. You would agree to dismiss these counts if she would agree to pay restitution on all counts?
Yes.
Sorry. And then 2123776 would involve a plea to a possession of methamphetamine, dismiss the drug double, dismiss the habitual in that case. All counts would run concurrent with each other, and then the agreement also was that misdemeanor files would be dismissed 192823, 20764, 20777, 20868, and 20869. Is that correct then?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Shepard, let's go through these individually then. In 2123768, you are charged with unlawfully driving away an automobile. That's a felony punishable by up to 5 years, and the Secretary of State will suspend your driver's license. The plea agreement involves them dismissing the habitual offender notice. Is that your understanding?
Yeah.
How do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
Has anyone promised you anything else to get you to plead?
No.
Anybody threaten you?
No.
Are you doing it of your own free will?
Yes, I am.
And Ms. Yancey provided you an advice of rights form which describes all the rights you're giving up by pleading guilty. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And you signed that, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Here it's alleged that on or about sometime between March 19th and March 20th of 2020, you were in Montville Township, the county of St. Joseph in the state of Michigan. Is that true?
Yes, it was.
And that you did willfully and without authority take possession of and drive or take away or assist or be a party to the taking, possession, driving or taking away of a motor vehicle, a 2012 Buick Regal belonging to another. What happened that
Yes.
makes you involved in that?
I kept the vehicle without permission longer than I should have.
All right, so you had permission to drive the vehicle, but then you didn't return it when you were supposed to, and it became stolen. Is that correct?
Yes. Yep.
Now, counsel satisfied a factual basis has been established by the defendant's statement of facts?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
The agreement involves dismissal of 2123769, which contains another charge of unlawfully driving away an automobile and as a habitual third. That case will be dismissed. Is there restitution in that case?
No.
Two 2123770. Here it's alleged that you did assault, batter, wound, resist, obstruct, oppose, or endanger a trooper. And you're charged with assaulting, resisting a police officer as a habitual second offense. They would dismiss all the other counts and the rest of the habitual. So how do you plead to the charge of assaulting, resisting, or obstructing a police officer as a habitual second offense, a felony punishable by up to 3 years in the Department of Corrections and or a fine of up to $2,000?
Guilty.
Now again, has anyone promised you anything to get you to plead in this case other than what we've talked about?
No, they haven't.
Anybody threaten you?
No.
Are you doing this of your own free will?
Yes, I am.
And again, Ms. Yancey provided you a form, but you understand that you're giving up all the rights that you'd have had as they're described on that form if you plead guilty today. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So here it alleges that on August 7th, 2020, you did either assault, batter, wound, resist, obstruct, oppose, or endanger Trooper Atkins, a trooper with the Michigan State Police, that you knew was performing his duties at the time. Were you in Three Rivers on August 7th?
Yes, I was.
And what'd you do that makes it that you resisted or obstructed the officer?
The police were behind us. The truck wrecked into a river, and I ran and didn't stop for him.
Okay. So the police were chasing you for some distance, you and your co-defendant in this vehicle that you were fleeing from the police officers, going through fields, crops, those kinds of things. When the vehicle became stuck, you jumped out and ran some more. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Counsel satisfied that the factual elements have been met by the defendant's statement of facts?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you, the counsel, aware of any other promises, threats, or inducements in that case?
No.
No, Your Honor.
Well, Ms. Shepard, you do admit you have at least one previous felony conviction, is that right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. The court comply with the court rule.
Yes, it did.
You have, Your Honor.
All right, in 2123771, this file is going to be dismissed, but you agree to pay restitution on all the larceny counts. So you're charged with 2 counts of larceny from a motor vehicle and 1 count of larceny over $1,000 but less than $20,000 as a habitual fourth. The charges would be dismissed, but you agree to pay restitution for this file. Is that correct, Ms. Shepard?
Yes.
Okay. And that leaves us with 2123776, where you are pleading to a charge of possession of methamphetamine, a felony punishable by up to 10 years in the Department of Corrections and or a fine of up to $15,000 and unless sentenced to more than 1 year in prison. The court shall impose license sanctions. The drug double and the habitual would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes, it is.
How do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
Now again, you understand you're giving up all the rights you'd have had at trial by pleading guilty, and you signed that form indicating that. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
All right, has anyone promised you anything else in this case to get you to plead?
No.
Anybody threaten you?
I don't care.
No.
Doing this of your own free will.
Yes, I am.
All right, here it alleges that on or about April 1st, 2020, you were in Montville Township, the County of St. Joseph, in the state of Michigan. Is that true?
Yes, it is.
And that at that time you did knowingly or intentionally possess methamphetamine. Where was it?
It was in a small bag in a backpack I knew about.
And was it your methamphetamine?
Yes.
Okay. Are council satisfied there's a factual basis?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are the council aware of any other promises, threats, or inducements in this file?
Aware of none.
None, Your Honor.
Does the court comply with the court rule?
Yes.
You have, Your Honor, and I would just reaffirm that you did all of that on the first file as well. You just asked if we had the factual basis on the first file. You didn't ask the other two questions, so I would just reaffirm in the affirmative that you followed what you needed to in the first plea as well.
Thank you.
And I agree. And Your Honor, I wanted to mention one thing too. I'm sorry, you already talked about 21-23770, but I want to make sure that restitution was mentioned, that the restitution came in the man.
Yes, she pleaded the R&O, but will pay restitution in all the counts. Is that correct, Ms. Shepherd?
Yes.
Is that agreed, Ms. Yancey?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I find the pleas made are not made knowingly, understandingly, and voluntarily, and there's a factual basis for all the pleas, therefore I accept them. We'll set these for sentencing on July 2nd with Ms. Yancey.
Your Honor,
Yeah?
just on the record, I'd like to mention the misdemeanor cases that part of this plea deal is going to be dismissed.
Have they already been dismissed?
They have not.
Okay, but they will be?
They will be.
Okay, good. All right. Ms. Shepherd, get that packet filled out so we can get your pre-sentence reports updated. We'll see you back here on July 2nd for sentencing on all these files, okay?
Okay, thank you.